Good evening, dear parents. Myself Vidhi. I am a psychologist at Endicare Nirogam, which is known to provide the best treatment for autism around the globe. As every Thursday we connect and discuss a topic in regards of ABA or Applied Behavior Therapy. Today also we have a topic to discuss where different interventions can be applied to cure different aspects of your behavior, of your child's behavior. Today we will be discussing toe walking. Although toe walking is not just part of the spectrum, but it is also part of rest different disorders, and you can even consult a physiotherapist regarding the same. But as we discuss the children who are lying on the spectrum, we will be considering toe walking as part of a sensory disorder. So there are multiple causes of toe walking. The first cause being idiopathic. Idiopathic cause refers to the cause where there are multiple factors responsible for toe walking, but as such a cause has not been defined. So the toe walking has become habitual in the child, which is known as idiopathic toe walking. Second cause of toe walking is autism spectrum disorder. In autism spectrum, the child is seeking sensory inputs. So it is purely a sensory condition and sensory seeking. So when the child wants to reduce his or her sensory stimulation, they start doing toe walking, which is purely sensory, nothing related to the medical cause. The third cause of toe walking is cerebral palsy. In cerebral palsy also there is toe walking, and as the child is not able to stretch his calf muscles, or also called as gastrocnemius, there is toe walking, which can be cured with the help of a physiotherapist or the same with the doctor. These are the causes of toe walking. Next we start with the interventions. Although there are a number of exercises which are present to cure toe walking, but today as we will discuss different kind of interventions, today we will discuss only the things which are very easily done in the home environment. So the first one is manual calf stretch. Manual calf stretch, as you can even see in the screen. Here you have to ask your child to sit at one position. The knee here should remain straight, as well as the back should remain straight. There should not be any bending in the back nor any bending of the knee. You have to place one hand on the knee and the other hand should be on the heel of the child. Now here we are pressing the heel as well as trying that the toes of your child are pressing towards the knee. As in the picture also you could see an arrow which was bending towards the knee. So you have to keep pressing, and then for at least 30 seconds we have to maintain a position which is same of the leg. So once you ask the child to stay at one position for 30 seconds, once left leg, then second right leg, again you can do it on the left leg for 30 seconds. This is the minimum time span which I am telling you. This time span can even be increased to up to 1 minute. Next we have wall stretch. So there will also be a picture which will be shown to you. In wall stretch, again the arms remain straight as well as the legs remains, one leg remains straight. One leg is bent as well as the child is trying to push the wall behind. So when the child is trying to push the wall, the leg which is at the back, we will try that the heel is touching the floor. And when your child has toe walking as a symptom, they will not be putting their heel on the ground. So you have to help them put the feet on the ground. This position also, again one leg will remain for 30 seconds, and then we'll do on the second leg, again it will remain for 30 more seconds. Next activity, the third one or the third intervention will be towel or long sitting stretch. Here you have to take any equipment. It can be a yoga band, it can be a scarf, or any material you can use, where the material is lying on the child's toes and we are pulling it backwards towards the knee. Here again, make sure the back of the child is straight as well as the knees of the child is straight, because if there is any bending of the knee or the back, the position is not which we require, and we will not be able to cater to toe walking. Therefore, whenever this towel stretch you are doing, dear parents, that time make sure the knee and the back, both of them are straight. But if your child is not sitting still, then you will have to help him or her out, where you are pressing the toes towards the knees. Next activity for toe walking is heel drop stretch. In heel drop stretch, you'll have to figure out any object which is similar to a brick, or at the end of a staircase also you can do this activity, or outdoors on your porch or certain area. Now in this activity, one leg remains on top of a brick and the other leg remains at the bottom of the brick. Now we have to make a position where half of our feet, which is the toes part, is on the brick, and rest our heel is lying on the ground or the floor. Again, for each toe we have to maintain a position of 30 seconds. First left, then right, then again left, then again right. Try at least for 30 seconds. The child is maintaining this position for this exercise. Next activity or next exercise for toe walking would be squat play. Now squats is similar like adults do their exercise. For this activity, we can even use a low table and a small chair which you are providing, so that again and again your child has to make that position of squats and pick up any object, drop it somewhere else. But with time, your child will learn how to do these squats. We can additionally take help of heavy boots also in this exercise, so that our child, whenever is doing this squat position, is unable to make is unable to put their toes and is walking on their heel. So our main criteria in all these activities is always that the heel of the child should touch the ground. Whenever this is happening, you make sure that the heel is touching the ground, and if your child is not putting the heel down, you'll have to do it by your own hand. Next exercise would be bear walking. Now bear walking, here again like animal walking, normal crawling, but in crawling, as we are on all our fours, our hands are on the floor, our knees are on the floor. But in bear walking, we will not be putting our legs or our knees on the ground. Only our hands will be on the ground, and we will try that we are walking on our toes. So our heel will be above and we are walking on our toes. Step by step we will be doing this activity, but always this activity should be taken as a fun activity. It can even be, let's do a bear crawl, and there is a race which you are doing with your child, so that the child is also interested. He or she does not feel that an activity is being performed and he or she is being forced to do an activity. Always it should be done in a playway manner. So bear walking also on a similar note should be done in a fun way, so that a child is stress free while doing the activity. Next intervention for toe walking would be scooter races. For this, you can take a small scooter if you have at your place. Otherwise, you can even use a skateboard, something which has wheels underneath, any board which has wheels underneath, and we can ask a child to put his heel, his or her heel on the ground and race. With the help of hand, he or she can give a little push, so that the scooter or the skateboard is moving. But otherwise, we will try that most of the time the child is trying and moving forward with the help of putting their heel down on the ground and then giving him or herself a little push by himself with a little force. If your child is unable to do the same, you will have to help them out. Dependently, we'll start with the activities that with time a child will become independent. Any activity where your child is unable to cater to it, please try that dependently you start with, rather than verbal instructions. instructions, we will try that the child is doing the activity while we are also doing. So observation, through observation or role modeling, you also do the activity. If through observation also the child is unable to figure out the activity, then of course you will have to help him out, hold his hand or hold his feet, and then make him do the activity, rather than just giving the verbal instructions and then thinking that the child will understand, because these activities are little complicated toe walking interventions. Next intervention for toe walking would be heel walk. Again, we can try and start with a little game that we will walk on our heels, and then an end point can be given or targeted running can be started. Heel walking exercise is beneficial for toe walking, because when we are on our heel, again and again the child will be motivated to walk on the heel even when there is no basic instruction provided. So even if you practice heel race or heel walking exercise twice a day for like 5 to 7 minutes, the toe walking will start reducing day by day. But we need to make sure that we are consistent in performing the activity. Any day which we skip, we lose the progress and we switch back to the time when we started with the activities. So make sure that these activities are done on regular basis without any gap. Lastly, there are multiple yoga poses also which we can start to have our child's toe walking reduced a little bit. So yoga postures, as you can even see in the screen with time, the first one is a child pose which we will do. Child pose, as you can see on one corner, you have to make your child lay down. The hands should be in front, the head should be looking towards the ground, as well as the legs should be bent. So we have to create such position and remain in that position for 30 seconds. The second position, as you can see on the screen, would be downward facing dog. This again a V shape, we are inverted V shape we are creating, where again the back of your child should be straight, legs also should be straight. Instantly, when you immediately start with the activity, we may find that the legs are also bending, the back is also not straight. So here you need to motivate your child. The flexibility will increase day by day only. So with time the flexibility will increase. Initially, with all these activities, we will try and work towards the tolerance of a child. So for example, your child has a tolerance of maybe 5 to 10 seconds holding the position of putting down the heel and not walking on the toe. So today you note down the time on a stopwatch that today my child for 10 long seconds did any of these activities and put his heel down. Next day make it a target that at least 12 seconds this should be done, then 15, then 20, and with time we will reach that 30-second target which I have explained in all these activities which I have mentioned today. But this tolerance power, as we are increasing of our child, we have to keep a note of it, because at least when a child reaches 1 minute keeping down their heel, toe walking will gradually start reducing. Now this all these activities I have mentioned for children who are on the spectrum, because toe walking for children on the spectrum is purely a sensory need, a sensory sensory urge which they are fulfilling. So with time, when we'll do all these activities, it will start reducing. Thank you, dear parents. If you have any questions, you can always jot it down on the comment section and write your question so that we can revert. Thank you.